LCK, Net Control Operator for the Amateur Radio Emergency Services Region 3 District 2 Net. The mission of the Amateur Radio Emergency Service Net is to provide reliable alternative communications to our served agencies in times of emergency, disaster, or national crisis. Our district serves agencies in Larimer and Weld County. My name is Mike, and I am in Windsor, Colorado tonight. This net meets every Thursday at 7 p.m. local time for the purpose of planning, practicing, and discussing the activities of the ARES Region 3 District 2 group. This is a directed net, and all traffic will go through net control. Before we get started, is there any emergency traffic for the net? If any emergency arises, just say break and we'll handle the emergency with top priority. Is there any formal NTS traffic? This net is open to anyone licensed to operate on this repeater and is interested in amateur radio public service communications. This net is affiliated with Amateur Radio Emergency Services of the American Radio Relay League. However, ARES or ARRL membership is not required to check in. This is KE0LCK net control for the ARES R3D2 net. This net will accept check-ins in order of ARES affiliations. All stations will have an opportunity to check in. However, please wait for your appropriate check-in group. Please remember to check out if you need to leave prior to the closing of this net. When checking in, please give the following. Your call sign first alphabetically, then with international phonetics. Your name, location, and whether you have announcements or comments for the net. I will now take check-ins from the R3D2 served agency directors. Served agency directors only check in now.
This is Whiskey Bravo Zero Mike Hotel. Mike in Loveland with information.
KD0UJK, Kilo Delta Zero, Uniform Juliet Kilo, District AEC and Weld EOC, presently at Windsor tonight.
This is KD0TYU, Kilo Delta Zero, Tango Yankee Uniform, Joe in Loveland, EC, Larimer and Weld County. I think I have the training tonight, and also I have two announcements.
Good evening, Mike. Here is K0, KEF, Kilo Zero, Juliet Echo Foxtrot, Jeff, Fort Collins, Director for City Collins and Fort Fire Authority.
This is N0 AFN, November 0 Alpha Foxtrot Mike, Art in Estes Park, Larimer County Director.
Okay, let's hold it up right there for a second. The net would like to acknowledge WB0MH, KD0UJK, KD0TYU, K0JEF, and N0AFM. And Art, you're still clipping the repeater. Either back away from the mic or turn your mic gain down. And Joe, I swap with you and I have the training tonight. Do we have any additional directors of served agencies that wish to check in? We'll now take check-ins from stations on Echolink. Echolink stations only. Please check in now.
Good evening. This is KD0NKH, Kilo Delta Zero, November Kilo Hotel, Jordan, from Greenville, South Carolina.
I would like to acknowledge KD0NKH out of South Carolina. This is KE0LCK. I will now take check-ins from ARES members. ARES members with only the call suffixes alpha who might check in now.
November 5, Golf Romeo Yankee, N5GRY, Steve Johnstown.
KA6 ETE, that's Kilo Alpha 6 Echo Tango Echo, Jim in Loveland.
Zero AF Alpha Charlie 0 Alpha Sierra, Levi, Severance, no traffic.
This is K0FNL, Kilo 0 Foxtrot, November Lima, Mark in Loveland, no traffic. CB0IXC, Bravo 0, India, X-Ray, Victor, Dave, Estes Park, Larimer County, Estes Park Health, no traffic.
Okay, the net would like to acknowledge it's N5GRY, KA6ETE, K0FNL, and KB0IXZ. And Levi, I missed your call sign. Could you come back?
AC0AF Alpha Charlie 0 Alpha Sierra, AC0AF.
Okay, take check-ins Alpha through Zulu are ARES members. Alpha through Zulu.
KE0OC Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Charlie, Tom, Fort Lupton, no traffic. India 7 Mike, Bill, First Bridge, AI 17.
This is W0RMP, Whiskey 0, Romeo, Mike Papa, Bob, Estes Park, Larimer County, EPH, no announcements. This is N0NYY, November 0, November Yankee Yankee, Bart in Evans, no traffic. Whiskey 8 Lima, Tim in Windsor.
S0YLS, November 0 Yankee Lima Sierra, Mike in Livermore, no traffic.
Tony, no messages.
Okay, let's hold up there for just a second, please. Net would like to acknowledge W0RMP, N0NYY, WW8L, and then I had a double or a triple in there. So whoever thought they were in, try again.
This is KD0OEP, Kilo Delta 0, Oscar Echo Papa, Mike, Estes Park, Larimer County.
This is
Good evening, Jim. This is N0YLS, November 0 Yankee Lima Sierra, Mike in Livermore, no traffic.
This is Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Charlie, Kilo Echo
Zero Oscar Charlie. Tom, Port Lupton, I have no traffic. KD0 ESV, Kilo Delta Zero Echo X-Ray Victor, Brian Greeley, no traffic.
Okay, the net would like to acknowledge N0YLS, KD0OEP, KE0OC, KD0EXV. This is KE0LCK, the other mic from Windsor. Any more check-ins for this evening, please?
KE0SDV, Kilo Echo Zero, Sierra Delta Victor, Bob in Estes Park, Larimer County, no traffic.
Okay, then I would like to acknowledge KE0SDV. Okay, is there any further check-ins at this time? Any check-ins, any group? KE0LCK net control for the ARES R3D2 net. I will now go on to announcements or comments. And our first person up tonight was WB0MH. Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Mike and the net WB0MH. First announcement. This year's Skywarn training is going to occur on March 28th, the last Saturday in March. Location will be the REA building, just off I-25 at the Windsor exit, starting approximately 0830 Saturday morning and going for most of the day. National Weather Service will be coming in doing their presentation for the spotters. Then after lunch we'll be having the district training. So this is the first announcement for NWS Skywarn, and the information will be posted on the NCARC and the ARES R3D2 webpage. Thank you very much, and back to Net Control, WB0MH.
Okay, thank you, Mike. How about KD02IU? Joe, you don't have the training, but do you have any comments, please?
Yeah, I remember when we made that deal. Sorry about that. It's KD02YU. I got a couple things here. First of all, next Thursday night is our second DMR net for this particular organization. We've had very good success with the first one, and like I said, if you have any problems, please get a hold of me with radio tunings or anything else. If you need to borrow radio, we got a couple here we could probably lend you. Let this drop for a minute. There seemed to be some confusion on what we're going to train on. We're not going to do any training as far as overall training, other than our regular weekly nets on the radio. But I'm going to schedule a training in the spring, which we're going to talk about a whole lot of different things. It'll be like about a 3 to 4 hour session, probably up in Fort Collins someplace. I'm arranging that now. And I'd like anybody, I don't care what tier they are, 1 through 3, doesn't make any difference. I'd like everybody there who wants to be there. Let this drop for a minute. And in this particular training, what we're going to be talking about is everything from writing things down when they receive it, what you would be expected to know if you went out in the field, and various things like that. I've got four or five different instructors that's going to do this, and I think it's kind of imperative that we kind of do this. Are there any questions about any of that? Please call now. Okay, further, we will basically keep everybody in touch, and they will be on the ARES website. Plus, we will send notes out to everybody. So thanks so much, Mike, for taking the net and the training. This is KD02BIU. Back to you, my friend.
You are most welcome. Do we have any additional comments or questions or announcements? If so, please call now. Hearing no further comments, questions, or observations, we'll begin the training for this evening. Tonight's topic of training is the difference between emergency communication versus prepping. Some people use those terms interchangeably, and that's not really the case at hand because there are differences, although there are some similarities. The differences, say, between emergency communications is that it's generally limited in scope. It might be a defined geographic area, or the event that occurs is not enough to panic everybody and have them running to the grocery store and getting toilet paper. We've been around here and we know there's floods and fires and tornadoes and things like that. Whereas in the prepping side, it could be worldwide. In the news now we have, the coronavirus, and we're not talking about the Monday after the Super Bowl party. It's an infection that's being passed around, so that it could be serious enough to be throughout the area, just rather than a local function. Another difference between emergency communication is, we're in it to essentially help the community out. We have our neighbors and friends that are living in the area with us, and we try and help them expedite whatever needs that they have in the way of communications, should there be cell tower failures or just overload. Whereas on prepping, you're looking more at a small group, maybe a friend that you have or two. You're trying to get information out about the situation or relatives in a different area. Another difference would be that emergency communications are supporting the infrastructure as it exists. You're helping out with a served agency that might be, the police, fire, Red Cross, what have you. Whereas on the prepping side, you're trying to avoid any type of infrastructure. You're just, by yourself or with a limited group of people. Emergency communications also is generally limited in time to a particular event that occurs, while it might be drawn out over a period of weeks. In an extreme case, when you're looking at the prepping side, people are not even looking at a time limit because they're not aware how long it might go on. I'll let this take a break for a second. Okay. The emergency communication side generally has people that have their large go boxes or generators and solar panels, and they're 30 pounds moving down the stairs to get into the building and setting up and things like that. Whereas on the prepping side, the attention is more towards mobility, where you have radios that aren't as powerful and therefore don't require as much battery power or length of battery power. And another area would be that when you're on the emergency communication side, you're looking at regular power and higher currents. You're not looking at the batteries, where on the prepping side you're looking at the QRP or small, lightweight, low-powered units. So while we have similarities between the two, being that you need to be prepared in any case. Whether you say, I'm going to do it for emergency communications, and you lean in that direction and make your preparations accordingly, or if you're into prepping, you tend to go a little bit overboard and have enough toilet paper for you, your neighbors, and your friends. So there are similarities, but there are a number of differences. So anyhow, that's just a brief overview of the emergency communications roles versus prepping roles, and how there are the differences that exist for today. And if there are any questions, I'd like to take them now, please. Hearing no questions, before closing, are there any additional stations who want to check into the R3D2 net? If so, please call now.
This is KC0ZIE, Kilo Charlie 0, Zulu India Echo. Aaron, Director for Hospital.
AE0CF, Alpha Echo 0, Charlie Foxtrot, back for
The net would like to acknowledge, I think it's KC0ZIE, Darren, and AF0CF, Ben. Okay, I will now check each station out. I will read your call suffix, and please respond with your FCC issued call sign. M8.
WB0MH.
UJK.
KD0 UJK.
TYU.
KD0TYU.
JEF.
K0JEF.
AFM.
N0AFN.
NKH.
KD0 NKH.
GRY.
N5GRY.
ETE.
KA6 ETE.
AS.
AC0AF.
FNL.
K0FNL.
IXZ.
WB0IXZ.
OC.
AE0OC.
RMP.
0RMP.
NYY.
N0NYY.
L.
WW8L.
YLF.
M0YLF. Good night.
OEP.
KD0OEP.
OC. Sorry, Tom, got you in there twice. EXV.
KD0EXV.
SDV.
SDV.
ZIE.
AC0ZIE.
CF.
AE0CF.
Would like to thank each station for checking in and the NCARC for the use of their repeater this evening. All stations with appropriate privileges are invited to check in for the statewide ARES HFnet on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on a frequency of 3.810 megahertz and the statewide ARES VHFnet on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. at the 145.310 megahertz repeater using a tone of 88.5 hertz. For further information about the ARES R3D2, please go to www.coloradoaresr3d2.org. This evening, there were 21 check-ins. The next scheduled ARES R3D2 net will be next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, and as Joe mentioned, it's going to be a DMR session. This is KE0LCK, closing the net out at 7:25. Returning the repeater to normal amateur radio use, 73, and good night from the downtown Windsor EOC.